In the western of Mongolia's desolate landscapes, where temperatures plummet mercilessly to minus 40 degrees and icy winds shriek across endless plains, death has never been merely the end. For generations, nomadic tribes have whispered of restless spirits, entities trapped between life and whatever comes after. Tonight, I present to you one such haunting tale, known by locals as the wandering soul of Khuiten Peak, a story so chilling that even the toughest herders in the Altai mountains speak of it only in hushed tones when darkness descends. Khuiten Peak looms ominously as Mongolia's highest mountain, its name literally translating to cold. Towering more than 14,000 feet high, it remains cloaked in snow year-round, a spectral sentinel marking the border of Mongolia, China, and Russia. In the brutal winter of 1993, ambitious expeditions set out to conquer Khuiten Peak, disregarding stark warnings from local herders about the approaching snowstorm. Official records grimly note that 3 climbers, 2 Russians, and their Mongolian guide vanished into the white void. Search parties combed the mountain meticulously but found nothing. No bodies, no gear, only snowdrifts eerily whispering to the wind. Eventually, the case was abandoned, labeled another casualty of the mountain's unforgiving wrath. Yet, something shifted in the mountain's cold embrace after their disappearance. Badardin, a seasoned herder who had spent 6 decades beneath the shadow of the Altai range, became the first to encounter this strange phenomenon in 1995. Battling through a fierce snowstorm toward his winter camp, he glimpsed a figure in modern climbing gear, frantically waving from afar. He called to me in perfect Mongolian. Badardin recounted later to local officials. He begged for help, saying his team was stranded. But when I got close, I noticed his eyes unnatural, glowing in the moonlight like those of a predator. Then came the smile, a twisted grin, stretching impossibly wide. Badardin shuddered as the climber's voice twisted into a sound like stones grinding together, forcing him to mount his horse and flee in blind terror. Badardin's story could have been dismissed as exhaustion-induced hallucination had it not been for 3 more chilling encounters reported that same winter. Each witness described identical horrors: a climber emerging from the storm, speaking clearly in Mongolian at first, then slipping into an unsettling, indecipherable tongue. In 1997, tragedy struck again. A family of 5 vanished while migrating between winter camps. Days later, their horses were discovered calmly grazing miles off route. The family remained lost except for their teenage son, found wandering alone, frostbitten, and nearly insane. We followed him. The boy whispered to authorities. He promised shelter. But then my father noticed. He left no footprints. The man's face, it changed. Unable to recount the horrors clearly, the boy only remembered running away, deafened by his family's screams echoing behind him. Since then, 7 other disappearances have eerily mirrored these accounts. Local officials blame severe weather and disorientation, yet the herders of the Altai know the truth. They've since adopted strict traditions: never travel alone, always carry a silver blade for protection, and most crucially, never respond or make eye contact if someone approaches in a blizzard. Speculation runs wild. Some believe the climber embodies the merged souls of the lost expedition, eternally seeking companions in their endless wandering. Others argue it's a malevolent entity, ancient beyond measure, merely adopting human forms to lure the unsuspecting. Dordshuran, an aged shaman from a neighboring tribe, offers the darkest interpretation. The being on Khuiten Peak is neither human nor spirit. It dwells between worlds, feeding not on flesh, but on the raw, potent terror of those who realize, too late, what they've truly encountered. In 2014, an American documentary team arrived, determined to film the legend. Their guide abruptly refused to continue after a blizzard struck their camp on the second day. Undeterred, the crew pressed forward, only for their vehicle and equipment to be found abandoned days later by Border Patrol. Recovered footage revealed a chilling final scene. A distant climber waves atop a snowy ridge dressed in modern gear, face obscured by a scarf and goggles. "Hello. Do you speak English?" Someone behind the camera calls. The climber remains still, then slowly raises a hand before moving rapidly closer, impossibly fast across treacherous terrain. "He's coming fast," another voice murmurs. The footage shakes violently as the climber nears, suddenly pulling down its scarf to reveal that grotesque, inhuman smile. Then, a voice, initially clear English, dissolves into guttural, otherworldly sounds described officially as no known human language. The documentary crew's bodies were never found. To this day, sightings continue. Just last year, a local tourism guide photographed a mysterious figure during a blizzard, a dark shape standing upright amidst swirling snow. Experts confirm no image manipulation, yet noted the figure cast no shadow. With Mongolia opening its remote regions increasingly to outsiders, locals fear encounters will grow. Their warnings remain clear: travel in groups, avoid storms, and most urgently, if you hear someone pleading for help amidst the howling winds, never follow the voice. Because, in the cold silence of Cold Peak, not everything that appears human truly is, and not all who wander are lost. Some are merely waiting patiently for their next victim. If you enjoyed this content, leave a comment below and subscribe for more unheard haunting tales from a land where ancient spirits never sleep. Until next time, sweet dreams if you dare.